GTA 6, a game we've been waiting at this point for 12 plus years for. Delayed again. One's proving the point that Rockstar doesn't really seem to care too much about the consumer and is going to continue to milk us for everything we can from GTA 5 as possible. That means more shark cards, more updates that are half-assed, and more bullshit content in the game that doesn't even make sense to begin with. Such as, I don't know, the nightclub. Now, the nightclub was a cool addition. It barely does anything truly for you. Or, I don't know, the heist. Besides the fact that the heist only give you subpar money at best, equivalent to if you were to rob a small town bank in North Yankton in reality, which I don't know if you remember this, but in GTA 5 in the story mode, you actually make a lot more money from robbing that small town bank than you do anywhere else. Before we truly dive any deeper into this though, I really want to run something past you. Back in the year of 1983, a long time ago. I know most of you probably don't even know that. That's way older than GTA 5. There was something known as a video game crash. Video game crash happened because A, there was a bunch of games releasing that were subpar. B, the amount of systems that were currently out at that moment in time were ridiculous. I mean, your grandma was even releasing a new system, whether you knew it or not, and tried to sell it off to you and pawn it off to you like it was the next big thing. And D, the prices of games were immensely expensive, comparable to what's starting to happen today. Don't believe me? In 1982, there was a flood of games that hit the market so hard that it was impossible for gaming stores to actually put any of these games on the shelves. And so many companies went under at the same time because they couldn't sell their games that the store couldn't even return the games to the official publisher because they already went under. So these stores would still do such things as put them on sale in the discount bin. One game was labeled for about $35, which in our time sounds amazing for a game. But to make it equivalent, in 1982, $35 for them was $116 for us in about equivocal time. Really, this was labeled for 2024, but $116 for 2024. There are current rumors right now that GTA 6 is going to be $100 minimum. We've already seen Nintendo raise the price of their console up to almost $900 US, about the same price as an actual gaming PC, which is way better hardware than what is going into Nintendo's new console. And that also had an effect in 1982, was a lot of more people were just buying a home computer so they could play whatever they wanted to begin with, generally, even though at that moment in time, the most powerful chips were actually inside of these gaming systems. Don't believe me, I know it sounds far-fetched, but it's actually the truth. Because of what is happening today, you already see companies such as Xbox starting to raise the prices of all of their games and their systems. And I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't too long from now that Sony decides to raise the price of their system and the price of their games. With a lot of these gaming companies think they have something to offer that Rockstar has and is offering currently, at least from our knowledge. Now, this is causing a collapse, and I know you might still be thinking, well, tell me the part and where GTA has all to do with this. Well, GTA is going to label their game, the most current game, rumored at $100 for the bottom price. You don't think every other publisher is going to come out there and try to raise their game price? It's going to cause an absolute immediate effect on the gaming market, and we're going to see plenty of companies go under. And the fact of the matter is, Rockstar isn't just trying to milk more money out of the gamers through GTA 5, they're trying to do it in any way in essence necessary. I mean, they took over, everyone's heard of this, 5M. Everyone's heard of this. They bought 5M and Red-M, and that's specifically because they wanted to take those developers and bring them in for GTA 6. Now, I know you might ask me next, well, what is the difference between 6 months and that small amount of bunch of time that Rockstar is using to develop the game more? I simply don't believe they're really using it to develop the game anymore. What they're really trying to do is milk more money out of GTA by forcing small updates to make it so either you mod the game by paying some cheat creator, which who knows where they're getting their information from, and or they are forcing you to have to do heist or buy shark cards when your back gets put against the wall, making them even more money. I'm not sure if everyone knows this. Rockstar has stopped supporting Red Dead Online because it wasn't making enough money as Grand Theft Auto Online was. That a lot of people want to bring up the fact of CD Projekt Red in Cyberpunk 2077. The first quote-unquote reveal for the game was in October 19th, 2012. That's when they first revealed the game. The actual drop of the game, though, wasn't until 2020. Thinking that 8-year gap actually makes sense to some people. Well, you also have to remember this was the most ambitious game that Cyberpunk ever tried to create in history of CD Projekt Red. They didn't have anything quite like this, and I know they made The Witcher, but Cyberpunk was a completely different ballpark and closer to Grand Theft Auto than anyone has ever seen before. If anything, it was their first version of what could have possibly been a Grand Theft Auto, and from my knowledge, if I remember right, I even heard rumors that it was supposed to be online, like GTA as well, taking in that niche little socket that Grand Theft Auto offered. Unfortunately for CD Projekt Red, they never got that far. When it came out, a lot of people said that the game was half-baked. Now, I personally didn't face a lot of the bugs that other people did because I was running the game on my PS5 at the time. Even though it came out for PS4, I was still able to load it on my PS5 and play it on there, and I had an SSD. And from what I know of, a lot of people were having a lot of trouble with the game because, in all honesty, for it to properly load the files fast enough, it needed an SSD, and most people were still using standard hard disk drive. Let's talk a little bit more about GTA here. For people who continue to say that it's because they don't want it to be buggy, they don't want it to be broken, I don't believe that at all. I still think that they're just trying to sink more time out of the people. Now, if you look at the initial release dates of Grand Theft Auto, alright, the first Grand Theft Auto came out in 1997. The second one came out, which was London, in 1999. And then they had another one in 99, and then officially Grand Theft Auto 2 came out in 99. That was almost 3 games in 1 year. Then after that, 2 years later, GTA 3 came out. 1 year after that, Vice City came out. And then we had something in 2003 that was called Double Pack, which is a Grand Theft Auto I've never heard of, but a year later, a new Grand Theft Auto. A year after Double Pack, San Andreas came out. And then that created Grand Theft Auto Advance, the trilogy, Liberty City Stories, and Vice City Stories. And then only 2 years after all of that, we see GTA 4. And GTA 4 was a dominant game that most people could not touch and would not touch ever in existence of what that game was. And within those very few 2 years, they were able to create a game that no one's seen quite like it before. And to this day, GTA 4 is still seen as one of the best games to ever exist in Grand Theft Auto history. Some people actually praise GTA 4 more than they've ever praised GTA 5, specifically because of the fact of how the mechanics were and the ragdoll effects in it. People would say it was quote-unquote more realistic. And I know people that like GTA 4 more than GTA 5 still. And that took them 2 years to develop. Not even a full 2 years. From Vice City Stories, that dropped in 2006, to GTA 4. And you might be asking, well, why are you including this? Why are you including the stories part of it? Because if you really do, then it's just some sort of remaster. Okay, so if we don't want to include the stories, then San Andreas dropped in 2004, GTA 4 dropped in 2008. That is as simple as a 4-year difference, which a lot was done in that time. Now, from GTA 4 to GTA 5, this was less than a 4-year difference. 2008 to 2013. And that's if we're not counting the expansions. If we're counting the expansions for GTA 4, you have The Lost in the Dam, Chinatown Wars, and The Ballad of Gay Tony that all came out in 2009. And then only a few years later, GTA 5 was released in 2013 alongside GTA Online, being a record-breaking game that Rockstar has never seen before for their studios. Now, GTA 5 on the current list is still the second highest selling game to ever be released. In first place, it's Minecraft, but if you really want to put in perception, I guess you could say Tetris is truly number one because it sold about 500,000 copies, or 500,000 copies. Minecraft comes at 350,000 copies, and Grand Theft Auto is at 210,000 copies, making it the second or third best-selling game to ever exist in current days, with one of its other games only being a few under that, being Red Dead Redemption 2. It was one of those games that changed history for Rockstar, changed everything from Rockstar to make it from going from a well-known, loyal to their fan base, amazing company that pushes gaming and everything we know today into the future that we all come to see. Now, I know a lot of people like to rag on people such as Activision, or companies such as Activision and a few others that release games every year, because a lot of it feels half-baked and a lot of it feels the same. When the fact of the matter is, yes, a lot of it is probably half-baked and the same, but the fact of the matter is they're still keeping their fan base generally happy. I think a lot of people would be okay if Call of Duty decided to start releasing games every 2 years instead of making it so the situation isn't as dire and it doesn't feel like there's as much pressure on the developers. Now, since GTA 4 or GTA 5 has released, it has been 12 years. 12 years of a game that has still yet to come and has been pushed and delayed even further. To begin with, the reason GTA 5 lasted so long is because of the greed of Rockstar. It has nothing to do with anything else. They could have been developing this game the whole time in between, okay? A lot of people might be like, but what about Red Dead Redemption 2? Well, Red Dead Redemption 2, if I'm remembering correctly, came out in 2017, all right? So do the math on that. 4 years. But in between all these games that Rockstar was creating for GTA, they were still coming out with other titles such as Midnight Club, Red Dead Redemption, and Bully, and they never made a Bully 2 for unknown circumstances. Tell me this, why in the 12 years since they've made Grand Theft Auto 5 have they only been able to produce one game? I'll tell you, it's greed. They don't care about their fan base, and they haven't in a while, and they will continue not to care. They think that every single person who sits and plays their game is dumb enough to continue to feed them money over and over again, because they haven't just done this once, not twice, not 3, but 4 times minimum, and where they have taken a game that has already been released for a long time and re-released it for you to buy it again. The original GTA 5 came out on PS3 and Xbox 360. A few months or years later, they released it on PS4 for damn near full price again. And then they released a new version, an enhanced version on PS5, okay, for at least $30. All right, now let me put this in perspective. If you bought it once for PS3, and then you bought it again for PS4, and then you buy it again for PS5, how much money did you already spend on the damn game? Almost $200 about? Maybe more? And then let's not forget about everyone who transferred over to PC eventually, and they were still labeling it at full price on PC. And most people bought it on PC to be able to use FiveM before Rockstar came in and destroyed it, acting like they were the kings of the castle. Oh, I got a chair, king of the castle. Because at this moment in time, we've made them feel like they are untouchable in the kings of the castle. So you could have bought in it 4 times by now, from PC to PlayStation 5 to 4 to 3, just for one game that's from 2013. The same game that's been running on the Rage engine that Red Dead Redemption 2 is made out of and GTA 6 will be made out of since 2013. The only outlier here is Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy Definitive Edition, which was released not even by them, but by another studio known as Grove Street Games Studio. So you tell me, do we truly want to sit here and act like Rockstar is actually having the consumer's best interest at heart? Like they actually care that this game is a quote-unquote finished product? Because I don't think they care it's a finished product. I think it's been a finished product. If anyone has seen any of the PC leaks for it, where the person hacked into their Slack server, was able to get in and get an alpha build of the game looks pretty damn near complete. Maybe a little shaders here, a little shaders there, but for the most part, it looked like an absolutely complete game. The effects are all there, the characters are there, most of the situation is there. And it's not like they're going to be adding more land, it's not like they're going to be putting Los Santos in this game, it's not like they're going to be putting Liberty City. No, we are getting the simple make of what we've had before. We're getting Vice City. And I guarantee you that this map isn't going to be 5 times bigger than Los Santos. I guarantee you it's going to be maybe double the size of Los Santos, if we're lucky, to possibly slightly bigger by like an in-game bite. And they're going to sell it as something better than what we have with GTA 5. Which the fact of the matter is, unless you want to count the jiggle physics, it's going to be damn near the same thing, just at a higher price. And at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if they're like, you know what, GTA 6, you're still in Los Santos. We just took out Trevor, Michael, and Franklin and replaced them with these 2 bandit-type relationships. And here you go. Let's see what you can do here. It's the same mission, same everything. Just, you know, you have a girl and a guy there now. I truly do not believe that Rockstar needs any more time to bake this game. They've had 12 years to bake this game, and a lot of people, like I said, want to compare it to Cyberpunk 2077, but the fact of the matter is, Rockstar has had this engine built for Grand Theft Auto and games just like it for years now. Cyberpunk didn't. They're starting from wherever they had to, which would be, quite honestly, scratch. They have been milking GTA 5 for years now. They milked Red Dead Redemption until they killed it and no one wanted to play it anymore. And now all you see is weird people going on roleplay servers for Red M and making it untouchable to even want to play because they're all cringe lords. Yes, if you think you're part of the problem there, or don't think you're part of the problem over there on Red Dead Redemption roleplay servers, you probably are. You're cringy, get a life, okay? But the fact of the matter is, they're not really doing that much more with GTA 6. They're trying to milk more money out of GTA 5 from you because that's who Rockstar is. They no longer care about the consumer. And what they're going to be doing is going to kill the gaming industry in so many ways. Because not only will Rockstar release their game for $100, it will incentivize every other gaming company to do the same exact thing. And when they do the same exact thing, we're going to see these gaming companies who were once risen, once actually made decent games, fall into the dirt and look like they've never existed. Specifically because they thought they could put their game prices as high as they would. Now, in my opinion, I don't even think the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to survive very well because of Nintendo's price gouging from the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo does the same thing that Rockstar does. And I'm going to tell you this now. Watch, GTA 6 is not going to be even comparable to what we think it should be. It's going to underwhelm all of us. Just like the Nintendo Switch 2 with its $80 games to $90 physical copy games and its $900 price tag in some places. $900, guys. Are you kidding me? They're going to make something that was once good horrible because of their own corporate greed and their own thought process of thinking that people are just that dumb. Now, that's because they think the American consumer is dumb. I'm sure if you look at Japan, it's a lot cheaper and so are the games, but they region locked it, so you specifically cannot go and grab any Switches from Japan itself. It's unfortunate what Rockstar is doing, it's unfortunate what Nintendo is doing, but they're going to continue to kill the gaming industry until we have another situation and where flashback, history repeats itself, 1982 gaming collapse. And it wouldn't surprise me if when GTA 6 comes out, we're going to have a game that not only you need to pay a PlayStation Plus subscription for, or an Xbox Game Pass subscription for, or Gold, whatever it is, you're going to also have to pay for GTA Plus. And if you don't know what GTA Plus is, it is the bare minimum subscription service Rockstar has come out with to give their consumer kinda something to give you nothing, in honesty. They'll give you a car here and there and a few neat t-shirts and skins for your character to possibly wear, which half the time, they're not even that great looking. I mean, hell, Rockstar, in all honesty, instead of focusing on enhancing your game that's 12 years old, focus on the future. We could always look forward to a GTA 5 remaster 10 years from now, instead of you remastering it over and over again already in present time. This game is 12 years old, you haven't come out with a game since 2017, the consumer deserves a game. In all honesty, If you weren't a billion-dollar company and you were like any other gaming company in this industry, you would have easily already fallen. And to be quite honest with you, I'm hoping you do. I don't think GTA 6 will succeed as much as people hope it will. It's going to have the same stuff GTA 5 did, and people are just going to end up looking at it and say, I might as well play GTA 5. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But at the same time, with how Rockstar has started to treat its consumers more as money bags instead of a customer that buys their game because they're coming out with a good product, I don't think we're going to look at a good future here. It's the simple fact of it. If you don't remember, there was a talk with one of the CEOs or old CEOs of Rockstar speaking about how they believe that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be such a large game that you should have to rent it for a minimum of, I think, $20 a month. Now, like I said, there again, GTA Plus. Let's go back to that. They already started pushing this into people's minds. It is very obvious where they're going with this, and it's an unfortunate, true circumstance of what's currently happening. GTA Plus will be a forced subscription upon your other subscriptions for you to play GTA 6, and once it releases on PC, it'll probably be an even higher price tag for them. Rockstar is going to kill its consumer base and or possibly cause a collapse because of what they are currently doing. People are so hyped for a game that hasn't even had the smidgest of true gameplay and just a few cutscenes here and there from who knows where inside of this game, that people believe that this, another 6 months from what it was originally supposed to be released is a good idea. I'm telling you now, the game's probably been done, has been done, and will continue to be done, and I bet there's no difference in it from now to when it gets released next year from now. They're probably just sitting on it, doing absolutely nothing with it, and at best, they're making it so you can't do a simple money glitch in it, so you have to go out and buy shark cards because that heist only gave you $12.95 and some change, even though you just robbed a bank and barely made it through. And guess what? You have to pay an extra 25 cents just to redo that heist. I see it coming now. It's only a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Ye Olde Boys. Have a great day, night, and or evening. Take care. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you agree, like it. If you disagree, like it and leave a comment. Peace.